Alrighty then, welcome everybody here to the SMM Grand National final stage here in Malaysia. I am most proud to say the game has started. So without further ado, let's jump ourselves into the draft, which is where we will be for the, well, next couple of minutes at least. So LGD, wow, what am I going with today? It has been a long time of waiting, but LGD will be playing on the Sentinel side. The Evil Genius boys will be playing for Scourge, and we'll be loading into this right now. So band stage will start us off. We have had our toss beforehand, so we've got EG picking the side. I believe an LGD going to pick up first, so banning and pick phase going. For some reason, I've also got myself a little bit of a bug with my drafting screen, but for those people who can work it out, the top line is the bands. So our first band coming out will be Chen. I'm just making sure that's going to be the same. All right, so just also a bit of a friendly reminder for everyone who's here tuning in live at the event, as well as for all those people who are, well, on the live stream. The players are not in isolation booths. This is not like the 1v1 StarCraft 2. We're going to crap load more players, so the players can hear everything I say. It also means the sound effects which come through the video can be heard by the players, so we will not be looking at Roshan while it is happening, and we will not be doing anything that will give away any form of sound cues. But in the meantime, we'll be going slowly through our draft. So the EG players huddling up. They were about 3 hours ago. They were huddling up going, okay, how are we going to approach LGD? What are we looking to ban? What are we looking to pick? What are they going to ban? What are they going to pick? So far, Chen and Lycan taken out by LGD. So a lot of mid-game pressure, a bit of early game pressure you can pull out from Chen, depending when you want to pull him out of the jungle or not. But it is definitely going to be early pressure on those tier 1 towers to bring them down. LGD do not want to be seeing that coming out of EG. So the normal response is to ban those two heroes. Of course, that does leave heroes like Silverbear still in the mix, not to mention the big hard carries that can be picked up into this first stage of banning. EG looking at their pool right now going, okay, well, we've taken out Batrider, wanting to get a little bit more control on these lanes, and maybe one more hero. Still the discussion going. I also want to point out a bit of an interesting fact with the Evil Geniuses team. They're not playing with their normal roster. There was one problem with the visa issues, so one of their normal players have actually gone home, and although Windrunner being their second ban from EG, but one of the players has gone home, so there's actually a stand-in. A guy called L will be playing for them. He will be in the second slot for EG, and doesn't actually speak a word of English, which is a bit of a weird way of setting up your team. So they actually have a translator. There is a translator standing behind the team yelling out certain commands if they're going to go, if they're going to not. But I'm going to tell you right now that ping is going to be definitely overworn out by EG, basically going attack here, go, 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 Sunny Jim. Well, they are still grouping up, trying to discuss the ban. So we see Ancient Apparition as the third ban by LGD. That will wrap up their first stage of bans. EG so far with the side lane solo as well as lane control taken out. That is the Windrunner and the Batrider respectively. But they have one more ban to do. Don't want to really eat into too much of the extra, and they ban out CK. They really don't want to give LGD CK. If anyone was watching, I believe it was the G1 League recently, there was a lot of CK. And EG just do not want to see that. They're talking about the combination of Ancient Apparition as well as CK tied in together. You basically can't escape the cold feet with just those two. So the stun, the pullback, it really does hurt you in the end. But both those heroes will not be appearing for this. So LGD, they have the choice. Who do they want as their first hero? It's always a big decision when you come to these events. SMM, they always like to go on a different metagame. And, well, everyone just has a little bit of surprise strat up their sleeve somewhere. But LGD also have to decide, okay, how are we going to face EG? Do we want to show them our hard carry first? Do we just want to go with a good support hero? Or maybe a good lane control hero early on? We've lost a couple of those already. Or do we just say, you know what, screw it, man. This is going to be our exact way we want to play you. We pick up someone like Silverbear. It's like, push everything down, man. Everything down by the halfway mark. And they go Broodmother. So Broodmother up for LGD. A very, very hard hero to stop. The ability to push those lanes, you throw it on the web, you can hide in the invis. Forces the purchase of Sentry Wards or Dust very early on, and while it doesn't seem like much taking 200 gold out of the bank accounts of EG, while you continuously have to do that to keep tabs on the Broodmother, that's where Broodmother really starts to hurt us. So the economy-wise, One, because she's pushing down the towers. Two, because you have to expend time for the heroes to be in that lane and resources to ensure you can reveal her and ensure you get that gank. Because you don't want to be bringing 4 heroes down to gank up the Brood Mother, then she just jumps in a web. And with that web, you do have the extra movement speed, extra regeneration, and you can run away very, very fast away from whatever is attacking you. So they need continuous stuns here, EG, to make sure they can bring her down. The one upside about Brood Mother is Brood Mother's power basically caps at about 50 minutes into the game. So if this game does go late for EG, they can get the upper hand back, but generally Brood Mother will have done her damage by that 50-minute mark. She'll push down these towers, she'll take out the heroes, you can get yourself, and what would probably almost be a certainty right now, being an Orc with the Malevolence to shut down either Shadow Demon or that Puck. So Puck and Shadow Demon, that's a lot of play to go for EG. Puck with that silence, Puck with good damage as well if they need to damage down the Brood Mother creep wave when the Spiderlings are running up, and a good way to go. A good way of controlling the team fights through the Puck Ultimate Orb, so the Ultimate Orb, through the Death Coil. Holding everyone in place, walk out of that area, get yourself stunned. Shadow Demon also in the mix, great for that disruption, also great for amplifying that damage when it comes to the big team fights, and not to mention the easy stack. I do love a good Shadow Demon. Generally gets himself into the ban pool, but these days there's only just so many heroes you can ban out that EG are going to go for positional play as well as that team fight control. So we might see a couple more AoE heroes up for EG, but LGD answered back with Beastmaster and the Crystal Maiden. So it was Aura galore. Beastmaster also great with that big roar, goes through that BKB. The only downside for them right now is the only stuns they've got is from Crystal Maiden and the Beastmaster Ultimate. When you look over to EG, you got yourself silences. If you walk out, you got yourself stun, disruption, which already causes you to be disrupted, and they've still got one extra pickup. So that's the slight advantage for EG right now, but LGD have got some good lanes early on the piece. It's always very hard to shut down a Beastmaster, especially if he wants to go solo mid. That rune control ever so easy to do once you're up to even one level on the Call of the Wild. Throw that Hawk on top of one of the runes, you can just rotate up and down. It's always the biggest thing when you're going for rune control. You want to know where to go. You don't want to waste that time picking up that rune. So having the Hawk says, okay, the rune's on bottom, I can head bottom, I can pick that up, and I don't have to worry about running up top going, crap, I went the wrong way, and then I've just wasted a minute walking up. So 30 seconds up, 30 seconds down. It's just like, well, okay, that's extra time I gave the mid lane to farm up and get the advantage. And Earthshaker comes up for EG. So, of course, this will be played by Fear himself, because he'd like to give a big shout out because he was talking about playing Earthshaker beforehand. So if Come With Me is currently listening in, this Earthshaker is dedicated to you. Of course, with that last pickup, we do have our final... Ooh, hello, SK Ban. I was wondering why SK wasn't picked up by EG, in fact. But then again, Earthshaker can use those Spiderlings. Even if they are in Invis, the Earthshaker Ultimate still has the effect over those Spiderlings. But SK being the standard counter pick to Brood Mother. That's because Brood Mother can sit in a lane, you just grab a Sobi mask on SK, and he just Sandstorms. Get that Sandstorm up to level 2. As far as the Invis time goes, you basically just pop your Sandstorm, you come out, you pop it again, and you never really run out of mana. You just got to be careful about where you position your Sandstorm, and you don't want to push that lane too far, because once you've done that, then Brood Mother is able to defend at a tower, builds up a bigger wave, and then pushes out even harder. So the fourth ban being Prophet. Prophet, a big hero in the European scene, loves to push out everywhere, but actually just kind of like transition the way he plays. As far as a pushing hero, he's not really that anymore. He's gone a little bit more of a ganky kind of style. So we see the teleportation at level 1 on Prophet, so we can move around those lanes. Then it's easy Sprout, and sometimes just completely avoiding the Treants until maybe level 7. But in this case, he will not be played. EG want to remove him out, and that's fair enough. They're looking at the LGD lineup going, okay, there's a decent amount of pushing power that can come from this, so we don't want to go overextend ourselves too much. We will take out that Prophet. Anti-Mage was the ban out from LGD. So they realized too, EG are looking for a late game carry, and Silverbear taken out by EG, so removing out that mid-game push. That mid-game push. I was right the first time. So LGD are just worried about that game going later on. They still have, if they want to run Beastmaster as that mid-solo, it could be a challenge as far as EG, how they want to lane this. We'll get a little bit more of an insight as we're going to go through their picks. Of course, it is not their turn. We have finished out our bans. So Chen, Lycan, Ancient Apparition, the Sand King, Anti-Mage, they are the bans for LGD. EG removing out Batrider to start with, then with Windrunner, the great side lane solo, CK, the carrier of all games, and then we have Prophet and Silverbear, the two last big pushers taken out of EG's lineup. Watching LGD going through the cams. At the moment, they're focusing on our middle racks. So they're keeping their eyes on their agility carry right now. So might be thinking about it a little bit more, and also just having a bit of a glance up towards their strength side of things. They do need a little bit more damage. That's one of the big problems when it comes to Bruma. They can get a lot of farm up on her, but as far as damage goes, you can shut her down. She doesn't have that BKB. So sometimes you just want that bit of a range damage, and oh, hello. Looking through our picks, so we will go with the Pugner. So Pugner trying to shut down EG. As far as maneuverability goes, it's going to be a little bit harder fighting within that nether ward. EG looking at their fourth pickup right now. They realise going mana intensive heroes is not really going to help them at this point. So they continue to eat down their extra time. Some big discussions going on, all going around their captain Fear, wondering where they want to look, just having a look at his screen right now, thinking they just want to go for another intel counter. Who do they want? Do we look towards a hero like OD? Do we go for that double for the Astral Imprisonment, and then, of course, the disruption from Shadow Demon? As far as taking heroes out of play, they're going to go with Weaver. So they want a little bit of mid-game power, because this has me very, very interested to see who their last hero is going to be. So you might see Shadow Demon being run as support with the Earthshaker, Puck on the side solo, possibly even Weaver solo, and then one last hard carry. They might even be thinking along the lines of Spectre right now. As far as someone who can deal with that Broodmother, Spectre's it. Once that Radiance comes up, not to mention the dispersion, those Spiderlings will not last long at all. Not to mention you have the Weaver Waves, we've already got ourselves some good negative armor, and Lion is the last one for LGD. They seem pretty happy with their picks, but still discussing off a little bit as how they want to go with this. And EG, they have one more pick to go. They realize now there's actually a half-decent amount of stun on here. They also realize with that Decrepify, it's a lot harder for them just to pick a right-click hero. And because of that, too, you got the Nether Ward down, so you can't really go on mana-intensive hero. That's kind of why I like the idea of Spectre. But that means they need to push this game to the late game, which means there's a lot of pressure on Weaver as well as Shadow Demon to really hold their own in that middle game, not to mention Puck. But they're running out of time for who they want to pick. I've gone with my pick, but who do they want? They're the guys that have to make the decision. Of course, they're having to pull their focus back in for this. It's been a couple of hours of delay here on the main stage, so bringing your mind back inside the game is not the easiest thing to do. For a lot of people who compete on the online tournaments, they're just like, you know what, this is easy, man. I'm going to come from my own home. I can play this easily. And then you come to a LAN event, there's a lot of noise around you, there's a lot of different focus, there's a lot of atmosphere, and sometimes the days are long. EG have been awake since about 7 a.m. this morning. The event is just after 9. And of course, we are now at 8 p.m. And they're going to go with Venomancer as their last. So they're going to throw a lot into the mid-game. Either that or Weaver is going to need a lot more farm to get themselves into the very, very late game. So we'll jump ourselves into the main game screen. So we're just got ourselves a bit of a pause. Seems LGD have a little bit of issues with a bit of delay. So our admins will head over to the side just to double check and see if everything is okay. So EG will see if they're going to be happy with their draft after this. They realize they want to do it in the mid-game because for all the spectators out there, you guys will be very, very happy. This game will not go to late game, or if it is, they'll be hurling each other's bodies at each other. Because that's basically all they can do at that point. As far as late game damage goes, they can still get that from Weaver. But Weaver's also going to have the problem with that Weaver wave. Can latch onto those little spiderlings and then won't latch onto the main hero. So that's going to be one thing to watch out very, very closely to see where Pycat throws that Weaver out. So I don't know if the teams are ready to go. The admin's rotating back over to EG's side. All Alright, so Demon's good to go. The question is for LGD, if they have some issues as well. LGD is still a little bit concerned about the delay we got. We're inside the game before on the local servers. There's about 0.25 of a second on the delay. All right, so the game is now resumed. So the game will start. Evil Genius playing for the Scourge lineup. So we'll check out who's playing what. So our Chinese man, in fact, our Chinese substitute for EG will be playing for L. We look over Fear, we're playing as our Venomancer, Misery as Earthshaker, and once again we just got another quick pause here. So yeah, just having a couple of issues. We can still run through the rest of the line. So Pike will be playing as the Puck for this game. And Fear not actually playing as the Earthshaker. He'll be playing as our Venomancer to cap their line off. So Scylla playing as Broodmother. If he can't get the Scylla Bear, he'll just play the other pushing role as the Broodmother. Yale playing Pugner. Alright, then Crystal Maiden, DD. DDC will be playing as our Lion. That leaves 8 as our last as the Beastmaster. Hopefully we get official word from the admins for what the GO is. Judging by the looks of it, we're just having some double checks on the servers to ensure the server on the main stage is free from any overloading it might have. There's a lot of games going on right now because the group stages are still transitioning through. You can go check out our live stream on the main stage over at joindota.com. If you want to keep up to date with a lot of the coverage as well, you can head yourself over to gosugamers.net. They've got a team of 5 men keeping up to date with it all. Because they are our official media partner. Because a big shout out to everyone too who's never listened to me before, because myself being Toby Kenobi. It's great to be here in Malaysia. 3rd SMM in a row. So it's all about enjoying myself here in beautiful Malaysia. Just glad they turned the air conditioning on today, or else we'd be sweating our asses off. So EG look like they want to get underway, but LGD not quite happy with the delay in the game. But our server admin has come over now. Says need Fear, the captain of EG, to head over to the opposition. Just going to have a discussion. Looks like we're going to change up who's hosting the game. There's some delays with it coming from my computer, so we're going to look at it from one of the other players' computers.